Hi YouTube, and this is JTrain997, and I'm back this time with my review of the DC Universe Classics Wave 17 Figure 2 Sinestro Corps Scarecrow figure. Now, this guy looks awesome here in the packaging. I've got to say one thing, and I'm only going to say it in this first review that I'm doing of the entire wave, but it really kind of ticked me off that first off they canceled the Green Lantern Classics line, and then they gave us an entirely Green Lantern wave of DC Universe. And not even that, but to add insult to injury, they give us all the new Deputy Lanterns, except for Red Lantern Mara, who is my personal favorite, and instead of that, they give us Black Lantern and White Lantern Hal Jordan. But other than that, the other ones were the standard Lantern figures: Star Sapphire Wonder Woman himself, Blue Lantern Flash, Indigo Tribe Atom, and Orange Lantern Luthor. Of course, the collecting connect in this wave is the Anti-Monitor. And up here his bio bit says, criminal psychologist Jonathan Crane reinvented himself as Scarecrow, the living embodiment of terror. With his own feelings of fear numb, Scarecrow was a lost soul when the blackest night descended upon the world. But after being chosen by a Sinestro Corps ring to battle the Black Lantern, Scarecrow channeled pure, unbridled fear through his yellow ring in ways that exceeded his wildest dreams and nightmares. First appearance, Blackest Night number 6, February of 2010. Real name, Jonathan Crane. Occupation, Professor of Psychology. Base of Operations, Gotham. Special abilities, Power Ring projects fear as solid yellow light constructs. So, a fantastic looking figure. Let's open this bad boy up. And here we have Sinestro Corps Scarecrow out of packaging. Now, real quick, the leg of the Anti-Monitor. Looks like he's going to be pretty decently sized. To be honest, still nowhere near as big as he really should be, but still going to be cool to have them all put together. Throwing that off to the side. Now, real quick, we're going to go on to the Lantern. I can't really fault the figures at this point because all these lines seem to be giving the Deputy Lanterns despite the fact they never, ever used them. However, I do find it curious that while DC Universe Classics has given us a proper Sinestro Corps Lantern before, with the Wave 3 Sinestro, something that even the DC Direct line didn't take the time to sculpt us a new Lantern. They didn't even take the time to reissue us the proper Lantern with a Scarecrow. They just went ahead and recolored the standard Green Lantern yellow. Which wouldn't even bother me as much had they not taken the time to sculpt Wonder Woman, the only figure out of the line, a proper Lantern. So it's like, why did Wonder Woman get the special treatment, and why did they skimp out on Scarecrow when his was already done? Just something I find curious, but once again, it's a pointless accessory. I'll probably stick it with Low or Mash from Green Lantern Classics Wave 1. And that being said, on to Scarecrow. Now, despite all my nitpicking throughout this review so far, Scarecrow is a very awesome figure. He's a little bit taller than your average DC Universe Classics, and he's got a lot more articulation. But let's actually go into detail real quick. It's going to be kind of hard to see because the hat's kind of covering up his face there, but they've done a really great job on the mask. Beyond that, you can see the eyes have the little yellow light in them. Great job there. You can see his teeth grid sticking through. I'm really impressed with the job they did on the mask and the hat. Of course, just all around loving that. Once again, DC Universe Classics beats the crap out of DC Direct at doing rings. One thing about the Sinestro Corps Scarecrow from DC Direct, he didn't even have a ring. At least mine didn't have one. Some people said they got a dot of yellow on theirs, but I didn't get any such thing on mine. But enough about that. This guy, as you've already seen, has a great look. As far as his articulation, it is a little hindered by his trench coat, but it's all still there. His head does up and down, does a full 360. His arms are on a ball joint, can do a full 360, once again stiff because of the coat. Go out, spin at the bicep, double jointed at the elbow, like he's tipping his hat to you. Spin and bend at the wrist. His main abdomen articulation, which is also, once again, kind of hard to get to bend because of the coat. There it goes. Ab crunch. Left and right at the waist. Although it looks like his belt moved a little bit. Yeah, there we go. I moved his belt by accident. Legs go forward, back, out. Spin at the quadricep. Once again, double jointed. Very nice at the knee. And have an ankle joint. So, really great articulation on this guy. very impressive. I was a little disappointed. I was hoping when we finally got around to, if we ever got a Sinestro Corps Scarecrow, that they'd go with one of the deals like they gave Mr. Terrific, but instead of T-Spheres, we'd have like Fear Construct Crows flying around. But oh well, you can't get everything, I suppose. Now that being said, let's actually bring in the DC Direct Sinestro Corps Scarecrow here. And I was really impressed with both of these guys. As I've already complained, though, this guy is lacking a ring. Both superb sculpts. This guy did have a base, however. I'm absolutely in love with both of these figures. If you are a fan of the Blackest Night line or just a Scarecrow fan in general, you definitely need to own both these. There's not really a clear-cut winner. I think I favor this sculpt a tiny bit more, but except with the exception of the ring. But at the same time, this guy definitely trumps this one on articulation. So we'll throw that back off to the side here. DC Universe Classic Series 17 wasn't around long before Wave 18 popped up, so it's kind of hard to find these guys. But if you do, Scarecrow is a definite must-own in my book. An amazing-looking figure, got a really creepy look to him. The Lantern's pointless, and there was a lot they could have done they didn't, but they still gave us an amazing figure. Definitely a must-own in my book. And that being said, get him to stand here. This is JTrain997, and I'll see you soon, YouTube.